So on the side of the box, the color, it said Cabernet. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this color before, whatever. So I looked it up. Of course, Cabernet, that's what that word is. I don't think I've ever actually seen it written out, you know what I'm saying?
What's going on, people? So, I'm going to save the whole thing that I did in the beginning of last video for last video. But long story short, concert tickets are going on sale because shows are being booked and whatnot. So I'll be spending a lot of time at the Norva. Just bought some tickets this morning to Alkaline Trio and Bad Religion. So I am really looking forward to that. Man, and they got a really good lineup for the rest of the summer too. I think the main and All Time Low is one of their starting shows. They're starting with some Limp Bizkit thing, which I thought was a joke, honestly, when they first said it. But no, they meant it, and that's just weird to me. It's really weird to me because there just seem like better options to like get things going. I would imagine like I could see them going like Guar or something since they're like a mildly like local band. They're from like Richmond or something. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Either way, so here's the thing, right? I was over at the mall yesterday. So, and I picked up a pair of shoes from Journeys. I don't think I've shopped in Journeys for a pair of shoes since like, I think I bought some lugs from there in like ninth grade or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago, whenever like people were buying lugs. But anyways, I went in there because I was looking for a pair of Pumas, right? Backstory here. Yesterday, I'm over at this little work barbecue thing, whatever, at like the boss lady's house and all that stuff. So we're all just kind of hanging around. And this kid walks by, and my coworker dude, he's like, do you have those Pumas? And I'm like, I don't have any Pumas, actually. He's like, what? That's hard to believe, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how's it hard to believe? He's like, you haven't worn the same pair of shoes in 3 months, and like not a single one was a Puma? I'm like, okay, well, I guess that makes some sense. So then there was some jokes made about that whole thing or whatever. And as I'm leaving, this other lady, right, she's all like, oh yeah, nice shoes. I always keep an eye on like what you're wearing for the day and blah, blah, blah. And so then, out of nowhere, my actual boss, she's like, he doesn't have any Pumas. And I'm like, where is this coming from, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go buy a pair right now. I'm going to figure this out, right? So I went to the mall, and I found this pair in the Journeys, and I was like, all right, cool. I also found these, and so ultimately, that barbecue set me back like $230 or something altogether. But, hey, it is what it is, right? Because these do actually look pretty nice. So I wasn't going to just buy something just to like buy it. I wanted to actually like it too, because that's the key to buying stuff. Personal opinion, of course, but I'm sure a lot of you agree. So let's go ahead and get these things pulled out here and all that stuff. See, this is what this is. This is your standard Puma, nothing too fancy about it, but it's in a color that I like. So, and then, is there anything on the side of the box? Not a lot. So anyways, let's go ahead and look these over one time since I didn't completely do that in the store yesterday, which is a story I got into with those Vapor Max 2021s. But yeah, these are actually looking pretty good, so no problem there. And they have this plastic on the top here. It's like an old person's couch. Some of you probably understand what I'm saying by that. If you don't, find another adult and ask them what that means. But anyways, so there's that. Let's go ahead and talk about these right here. This is the Puma Suede in some kind of burgundy with a little bit of white beige on the side. I have no idea what colorway this is. Either way, we're just going to start this review with the bottom as we generally do. Down there, what you're looking at could be the standard Puma outsole. I don't know. It's my first pair, but it's plain white. I can at least tell you that much. Moving on to the midsole here. That is also a mostly plain white too. It's got some little ridges on the side of here, and in some areas, if you get in there real close, you can kind of see a slight discoloration kind of coming from this here suede, I assume. But that's probably a common thing on a shoe like this, I would imagine, So, I don't know. I'm not going to hold it against them. The shoe was like, retail was 70, I think. Something like that, maybe. So, I'm not really expecting anything too crazy. But anyways, so let's go ahead and see what else is going on with this, right? Dipping down in the overall upper, right? So like I said, it's kind of like this maroon burgundy sort of vibe going on, which is a color that is one of my personal favorites, and that's what got my attention. But we need to get in here just a little bit deeper so you can actually see what's going on here. So coming in real close, right, in the toe area and all that stuff, you do have some nice feeling suede. It's not amazing, don't get me wrong. It feels fine, right? But it's nothing that's gonna win any awards, not at all. But for the price I paid, I'm cool with that. And then as you just move back a little bit on the side here, you have a little bit more suede for that Puma stripe thing or whatever they call that. Almost looks like a racetrack in some ways, at least to me. But you have that in sort of, it's almost like an off-white color, right? And then slightly above that, you have in gold Puma suede with a little Puma next to it. So there's that little bit of flash, right? But it's kind of brought down by the overall color of the shoe, so it doesn't look too gaudy, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, moving on to the back side here. Very much the same sort of stuff as you would probably expect from any type of shoe. There's not a lot going on. I will say that the suede that they have on here feels just a smidge better than the rest of the shoe, but like barely, you know what I'm saying? So there's that right there. And then on the inside, once again, you have that off-white with that Puma jumping around one more time. Down at the bottom, since I didn't really mention it, you do have Puma on the back side of the midsole there. So that's for the most part the outside of this here shoe. So now taking this out here, putting that down. The siding, I was seeing if that was going to be perforated all the way through for breathability or whatever. Doesn't look to be. It looks like it's all just design, right? Not functionality. So let's just jump on into these here laces, right? So the laces that they have on here, somewhat thick. They're flat, but they're somewhat of like a thick thing going on. They're wide, I should say that. That's probably like a better way to put it. So you got that going on. It's fine. It kind of reminds me of like a skater shoe type thing, like certain DCs or whatever, because I remember seeing some of those with like the thick laces as well. But anyway, so you got that. They feel fine. They're nothing amazing, right? And then moving to the top, like I was saying, and I'll have to take this off for a better picture, obviously. But you got that Puma logo at the top there. So you got the black and white at the bottom, and then the green and white at the top. Standard Puma stuff, I assume. Again, first pair. So there's that for you. And then the tongue feels pretty nice. Put that down there. Feels pretty decent, right? No problems with that. And then while we're talking about it though, on the back side of the tongue, this feels strangely cheap. Well, it's a $60, $70 shoe. So this feels on par with what you paid for it. So not great. And that matches up with basically the rest of this here sock liner and all that stuff. And then looking down there on the insole, what you're seeing is whatever that is. It just says Puma and like some gold and greenish, whitish, mint sort of color. That's a weird choice to me. But hey, there's that for you. But past that, that's pretty much everything. And then on the side, as you may have seen, they do come with this extra set of laces. So that's kind of cool, right? I mean, I don't really see me wearing those because I feel like they'd be too strong of a color, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like how this looks now, and the white I think it just wouldn't work out for me. But that's a personal thing. I might figure that out later. I probably won't. I'll probably just stick with these because, again, I'm lazy when it comes to lacing shoes. So there we go. I'll hit you with some personal thoughts, and then we'll break for me to try these on because I have no idea how they really feel. I just made sure they fit. Personal thoughts, right? This overall, like, I think this is a pretty nice shoe, right? It's not anything amazing. It's not going to win any awards, as I was saying. But just looking at it, like the suede here, the color of it, the simplicity and all that stuff, this is actually really nice, right? And it's going to keep those people from work off my back for at least for a little while until they find something else to peer pressure me into buying or whatever. Should probably fill out one of those workplace bullying forms if we even have something like that. Anyway, so this particular shoe, yeah, I'm totally on board with these. And honestly, depending on how these feel when I put them on in a second here, there's a chance that I might buy some more in the future. I did see this green pair that's pretty nice. So far I'm good. But let me go ahead and walk around in these just a little bit to see how I really feel about them, because the comfort actually matters. Like, trust me, it matters a lot. Be back in a second. Okay, so I got these tried on, walked around just a little bit in them, and I gotta say, they aren't great. They are not. They feel kind of like the Vans type shoes, right? And I don't mean the comfy cushions, I mean like just the standards, like those skate highs and stuff that I had on the other day. However, I will say that these do feel a little better. I don't know if it's just this one or what, but I'm not going to say that's an all-inclusive, that Vans don't feel as good as Pumas, but this particular Puma felt better than a lot of my particular Vans. So I'll just leave it at that, right? And what that means, for those of you who want a little bit more of an explanation, it's got that bowling shoe comfort to some extent, right? The midsole is just kind of there, right, to keep you off the ground technically, but not to offer you any sort of real comfort and support in any sort of way, right? So there's that. Don't mean to sound harsh, I just mean to sound honest. And so moving on past that, right? The sizing of these, I will say that I bought these in a 9.5. They feel fine at that size, right? I wouldn't say to go down in them. If anything, if your size isn't available, going up would probably be the best option. But again, that's just based off of me and how I feel, right? How you are and how you feel could be the same, could be different. You can comment down below if you want to let me know. But there is that. And so then the other piece of this puzzle, as far as like the upper goes, they feel fine, right? I'm sure they'll break in a little bit more, and then they'll get like more comfortable or whatever. But the breathability in here, not like it's not at the forefront of this particular shoe, right? I don't think it's going to be a problem overall, but I mean, if I was going to go out for an all-day wear on during the summer or something, I might consider something else. But they probably have some other some other Pumas that fit that, fit that description a little better, as far as something that you can wear all day and have extra breathability. But I don't want to make it sound like these are bad. Again, it's just looking at all the things if you have other options, you know what I'm saying? But again, going by the price that these cost, $70, I think it was what the retail was, and I would assume they're probably on sale often. Yeah, like you're gonna get what you should expect to get from these. Maybe I should have led with that. Probably would have made this portion a lot shorter. That said, I think we're good on the sizing. It's fine. It's not amazing. And yeah, well, the comfort is fine. It's not amazing. The sizing is true to size. Now we're good. Pretty sure we're good. Anyways, so that concludes today's videos, right? I had done one video yesterday over some Yeezys or something, and then I ended up buying these later in the day, so they had to wait until today, right? But now that that's all out of the way, I think I'm good until tomorrow when the next pair of shoes comes in. Man, it has been busy over here, I just tell you. So if you're a fellow YouTube guy and I haven't been watching your videos and stuff, my apologies. I've been kind of tied up with trying to get this crap done, right? So I can get this crap out there. But as you always know, I'll go through and I'll do my little marathon sessions and catch up on each and every one. Ask one of you people. Well, most of you, right? If you're watching this, there's a good chance I watch all of your videos too. So just saying. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I will be back again with videos probably tomorrow, depending on how I feel, if I feel like doing it. But I am anxious to see what those look like, so I'll likely do it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Later, people.